2-1 here to Liverpool. It hasn't been a great start to the season for Spurs. What's your thoughts on today's performance and result?
Quite lethargic. There's no real energy. Quite disinterested. People walk around the pitch.
Where's that come from? Because we know Spurs to be having energy on the pitch, pressing.
We've got a funk. You've got to remember we're in a limbo, right? The problem is you've obviously got this big stadium. You've got different people in the team, the dressing room, pulling in different ways. You've got what Poch wants. You've got Levy's agenda. You know, and also I've always believed Pochettino is not the finished article, right? A lot of fans think that Pochettino is a trophy winner. He's still developing. And he makes mistakes. The question always is, when Poch makes a mistake, does he learn? And in different games, you know, take Juventus in the Champions League. It was a tactical misdemeanor by him which left the gate open for the other guy, and he won the game. Poch, in my opinion, still subs too late. Although today was refreshing because he actually took Dembele off, who has told the world that he doesn't have the legs. So why are you playing a guy? Poch has always suffered, in my opinion, from giving too much loyalty to players who don't deserve it. Take Liverpool, they've got a rock-star bench, and yet they haven't, and therefore people on the pitch need to play for their place. You've got Dyer who can't get into the England team, Winks who might be talented inside the training pitch, leapfrogging. You've got Son who's just won a medal who's on the bench, and Lamella who's hungry and somebody hasn't eaten for a week. You know, so there's an inconsistency. You know.
Yeah, but you mentioned Poch. Has he taken Spurs as far as he can go? Because you've two title challenges in 3 years, no trophy in the time he's been here.
Yeah, but you've got to
and they're not spending money either.
What he picked up from Sherwood was a massive mess, which people forget. There was no.
Yeah, they had Adebayo.
Sure.
The thing is, there's no investment, and everyone knows the central midfield needed work on. Dembele didn't want to be here. He knows he's not fit enough for the Premier League now, and that's sort of the elephant in the room. So hasn't been sorted out. So central midfield really is quite sort of second rate when you look at it. It's Dyer, Dembele who's past it, or can only do 20 minutes off the bench.
Yeah, I can't even get a game.
Yeah, but he's had a lot of injuries issues. If he can get back to 2016, then we've got a really good player. But he looked so average last year. So if he can get fit, that's the Dyer hit. There's competition with Dyer, but the other position, Winks had injuries, and Dembele has said he can't handle Premier League. So he's a 20-minute. You know, he's running down his contract. So the central midfield is the big thing, and also you just need fresh faces. So
there's also some other issues. We've got faulty stock. The problem is, Poch always said, "I want Mane," and then you get Llorente.
Yeah.
You know, I want X and I get Sissoko. You know, as far as I'm concerned, Sissoko's either slept with Pochettino's wife. Sissoko knows something about the French, the captain, the manager of the French team, and Pochettino. Because how does that guy get a game? He's scared of a football.
Well, if
you know, and what manager puts a guy on when the entire stadium is in unison? The guy's not worthy.
If you read Pochettino's book, Sissoko was driven by Levy. He wanted to sign him, so.
So we've got stock. The problem is, Levy is a profiteer, so Levy only wants to do business when he makes good business.
Yeah, but 30 million for Sissoko was never good business.
I know, because rarely he got peer pressured by the fans. He felt the burn of the fans and panicked, and he probably would never do that again.
He leaves That's why. Last minute. So because Sissoko, because of his transfer strategy, last minute get the bargains, he was then pushed into Sissoko. His strategy is broken, but he doesn't quite realise it.
It goes back to, don't forget what we did with the Bale money. You know, that is, you know,
Paulinho, Capoue.
Good. Let's not forget, I mean, still the greatest chant going to man has got to be Soldado's chant. That's the only good thing to come out of Soldado joining Tottenham, right? But we've got all this faulty stock, so we can't move. We've got all this bargain bucket stock no one wants. Yeah. We can't fill the shelves anymore. Yeah. We're in limbo, plus we've got the financial drain of the stadium.
Or the lack of the stadium.
And the lack of, well, yeah, don't get me started.
If you shop in the bargain bin, then you can't, and they don't work out. Some will, like maybe Trippier, 3.5 million. Others won't, and you can't get rid of them.
So on that then, who is it more important to win a trophy for this season, Klopp or Poch?
Oh, do you know what? They're both under pressure. To be honest with you, I think neither of them win a trophy this year. They still Champions League is what both of those teams probably bottom line need.
Just qualifying for it.
Klopp spent a lot of money, so he's got more pressure, I'd say.
But surely, like we've spoken about whether Spurs, you know, they're power shift in North London, they finish above Arsenal. But even in those dark days of Arsenal,
I mean, that's definitely happened. Arsenal are absolutely terrible. Tottenham are terrible today, but Arsenal are just. No one even talks about them in the top 6 anymore. Their team is terrible.
Top 6 isn't a trophy. In Arsenal's dark days, they were still winning FA Cups. Spurs surely need some trophies.
Well, look, it depends what type of fan you are. Everyone seeks glory, and of course, don't forget we're driven heavily by the press. That's putting words in people's ears. I mean, yes, of course, Tottenham would be lovely to win, but we've consistently got to a point where at least we are in the top tier. And I mean, I'm a realist. Of course, it'd be lovely, but I think this season we've got to look at the facts. We've obviously we've got a bit of a funk. We're set back by a stadium which isn't ready. We haven't been able to invest in players. So what are you going to do? You're going to bully yourself and have unrealistic aspirations, or be a realist? Be a realist.
It's basically another transition season because of the stadium.
And the next season, is that going to be another transition? Because you're now going to be in the stadium. Yeah, it's like, oh, we need to bed in. And
I don't think that's a problem. I don't think it's your home ground.
You took the Wembley pretty good last year.
You used to being a bit of a nomad.
The truth is, there's assets, there's talent in that team, but I think Poch needs to keep asking himself about how he's. You know, look, football. A lot of footballers are great players. It's the attitude. It's also the attitude of the manager. And look at that fantastic documentary, All or Nothing, with Pep.
I mean, I can't, as a Man United fan, I ain't watched that. I'm not planning on watching it.
No, but can I tell you this? No, but do you know what? You're doing yourself a disservice there. Regardless of who you support, it gives you the most unbelievable insight into dynamics of football. And actually, I watch that, and you'd do the same, and you'd go, you know, I think Mourinho is an absolute joke. I think the guy's a glory seeker who doesn't have any talent, right? Apart from being able to win, he's not complete. Look at Pep, look at Klopp. Here he is, red mist. Look at Klopp.
I know, but lots of money.
But look at Klopp. Look at Poch. Look at Pep. Those guys are more holistic. They you know, look at the talent they're bringing through. Whereas look at Rashford. You know, look at Luke Shaw. You know, look at Martial. You know. Mourinho doesn't care. He only wants glory. Then you bring Pogba in. What's he done? He's been an absolute floppy cock. You're probably going to edit that. But you know, so I think Poch, we've got talent. It's about how we mobilise it.
Final question.
Sure.
Your captain, Hugo Lloris. We know what happened. I don't need to go into details, but he's kept the captaincy. I was surprised because it's a big incident. It's massive.
Okay,
Two times.
Where do you stop with this? Because you shouldn't.
I'm asking. Should he have been stripped of the captaincy?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's dealt with in a court of law, isn't he? I don't know. I mean, you can go all the way down the line on this. Should people go and turn up to Chelsea because of where Abramovich got his money from, or should people go to Man City games because of the human rights issues in Abu Dhabi? You know, you can go on forever.
But maybe you might say no. I don't know.
Okay, football fans have got short memories. Look at Suarez, who had racist comments, and all the Liverpool fans backed him. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, look,
as a captain, you got more than just your responsibility on the pitch.
We've just seen Vorm out there pull an absolute howler.
Yeah, do you know what we said actually?
A drunk Lloris over a sober Vorm.
Do you know what?
I'll take him off. He was arrested. Yeah.
It's tough, right? Of course, footballers are role models, and you know no one can get away from that. But also, I think sportsmen are human as well. At the same time, the problem is everyone has an ego. Everyone has a misjudgment. Now, I mean, how do you have to handle it to appease the most people? I mean, you've got to look at the club's dynamics. Are people calling out the club and Lloris for keeping his captaincy? I don't know. I'm not actually that close to it. But, you know, I think also it's about the character. There's some people, you know, if Wiltshire does this or Andy Carroll does this, people don't like them. People like Lloris, because actually, aside from this one indiscretion, you know, when they had the terrorist attack at the Bataclan in France, Lloris was there. Lloris unified. So, like, okay, he may have his quirks, but the guy's got very good values and foundations overall. I think that, therefore, works in his favour. You take the character, don't you? And we can become such a sterile world where we're so obsessed with marking everyone down. Then where do you stop?
So it's finished. Spurs 1, Liverpool 2 here at Wembley. Liverpool 5 wins out of 5. Are they on for the title now? Spurs 2 losses in a row. Is the Pochettino effect wearing off? Make sure you check out all of our other fan cams over here, and we'll see you soon.